Happy Friday!
Yay!
What could we call it? Thankful
Fabulous Friday.
Fabulous Friday. Yeah. That's a better one. That's a better one. Fabulous Friday, not Thankful Friday. Yes, so you welcome to Donna and Cheryl TV without Donna. So we have the Soul Squad in the house, a deplenished Soul Squad. So there's just the four of us keeping it real today. Mm-hmm. So you're going to enjoy having us all on screen at once, all the way through. What a treat! It just means that the Soul Squad are going to
lucky you.
You're going to miss out on the caviar. You're going to miss out on the champagne. You know, we had like crystal champagne for you this week. You're not going to be able to get any of that. So apologies. Never mind. We'll cope. Yeah. Have you? Oh, actually, I made myself a cuppa and then I forgot to.
We will.
I forgot to grab it before we started. Never mind. Okay. So this week we have been talking about mental resilience. How do you build mental resilience and how that impacts showing up as yourself, as literally getting up every day, just being me, unapologetically, unashamedly, giving yourself permission to just step up, show up as yourself every single day. So it has been amazing because that combined with, we did a session to over 40 companies yesterday talking about how do we get more women around the table in the boardroom. Honestly, it was amazing, like the interaction that we got. And it was all around the same subject, being able to show up as a woman and go for what you want. So that was really good as well. So, yes. So we started the first couple of days really were more combined with mental resilience and developing bounce back ability. And I know that's something that we think we made bounce back ability up. Other people have started using it, but I think like we really made it up.
I'd never heard of it before you guys.
Exactly, Thomas. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. So, I mean, we do have another word that we put in the middle, don't we? We have bounce back something ability, which I won't say.
Friday ability.
I've already swore, but never mind. So, yes. So, interested to know your takes on it. Joe, in terms of you've obviously been working with us for ages, been to the retreats, like in terms of the thought of mental resilience, about we were talking about like having to go through setbacks to build your resilience, to learn from your resilience, to learn how to bounce back, because it doesn't just come automatically, does it? It's something you've got to develop.
Yeah, and it's something that I'm still, and I think I'm still working on. Like this week, I've had a bit of a dodgy week, just how I felt and sort of fears coming through and stuff. So what did I do? I was just sitting here before I went live. I'm like, I've been too busy to see the lives. So I've just thought of them earlier because obviously I wanted, one, I like doing it, two, I want to know what I'm talking about. And then I've just gone, why didn't I just take 15 minutes out every day this week? Because realizing that you're not alone and what you're thinking is what everyone else thinks, you know what I mean? And I've just gone, remember to do that next week, because me thinking I'm too busy to do it, you know what I mean, hasn't helped. But it's just sort of understanding that life changes and you have ups and downs, isn't it? And it's just not like sort of like, for me, I always like internalized everything. So it's my fault, I've done so, and then it's just going, right, cut that out. It's just sort of getting into perspective. I think that's what you talked about, isn't it? It's just getting perspective on things. It's not the end of the world. You made decisions based on where you were at the time, what you were doing, how you felt, how you thought. Because I think differently now, then my brain automatically challenges sort of things that in the past would have floored me for like a lot longer. Whereas now, since I've done the work, I can catch myself if I'm going into some kind of spiral of thought.
Makes total sense.
Yeah.
And I think what you said there is when you're not in a good space, we can go into the victim energy, can't we? Like, why is this happening to me? We're not going to bounce back out of a victim state if we're sitting thinking, oh my God, the world's against us, I can't believe this is happening. And then like you said, get in our heads and it's just kind of spiraling. Oh, we have a child on the live. Hi. And we get in our own
Someone's
head.
at the door. I'll be back.
Keeping it real. Keeping it real.
Keeping it real. And then we get in our own heads, and then all sorts. We just start future tripping. We start catastrophizing. We're making all of this shit up that's an illusion. It's not real. And actually, we're never going to bounce back from that space. It's having to get back to, like you say, doing the work, changing your thought patterns so that you can bounce back. So, and like you say, sometimes we can get ourselves in these spirals for weeks and months. We can. It can just go on and on and on, which is why developing bounce back ability is very important. And whoever's tuned in, would love for you to just interact with us in the comments as well. What are your thoughts about bouncing back, being in the victim energy, letting yourself spiral by, you know, getting yourself out of control with your thought patterns before you can then get yourself back to bouncing back, basically. So that's so true. What about you, Thomas? How good are you at bouncing back?
Well, I was really good at sort of this, sort of just not taking anything on and just getting on with it. But I think this sort of last 18 months, I found it really hard. So obviously with redundancy, my divorce, not being able to get another job, which has been really challenging because of Brexit, and now obviously COVID. I think it's really shocked me how long it's sort of taking me because it is not there yet, but getting back to the way I was before. But I did have an appointment yesterday, and I was chatting with the lady, and she was just sort of making small talk, and I'd not met her before, and she asked me a bit about me, and I just gave her a little brief, you know, this is me kind of thing, 18-month kind of scenario, and she was going through a divorce as well, and she was a lot more, I don't want to say bitter, but you see her sort of, you know, coil up kind of thing. And she said, "Can I just say, I think you're one of the most positive people I've ever met."
Wow.
And it really surprised me when she said that, because I don't think I've been that positive over the last 7 months. So that really sort of cheered me on.
That's good.
Really uplifting.
Yeah.
I got myself thinking, oh, maybe I am making a bit more progress then.
That's so good. Sorry, Mel's gone missing. I've got somebody drilling outside the back. Like literally every time I sit down and come in the kitchen to go live, somebody gets a drill or a machine out. Like literally all you can hear is drilling in the background. So apologies. Thank you for sharing that though, Thomas, because it's so interesting, because I think your default state is positive, is optimism, is bounce back ability. You can tell that is your natural, the real you, you know, the real Thomas is positive, optimistic, bouncing back. We'll just let Mel back in. You can tell that is your natural personality. So for you to be going through some of the experiences that you've gone through.
I'll speak to your sister.
Yeah, we've got a child trying to interrupt in the background. So for you, Thomas, like now that you're dealing with these setbacks and challenging things that you haven't been through before, you probably feel like so out of alignment because your not normal state is being positive, upbeat. But like you say, you've then met someone else going through the same thing, and you can look at that person and think, oh my God, I'm like so much further down the process. Really, so like giving you a bit of actually you probably feel like you're right down here and you're normally up here, but actually you're probably here.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
It does. Yeah. Nice to hear yesterday.
That's good. So how did that make you feel then when you had that reframe? Like it's a different perspective, isn't it?
I thought about it all the way on my 20-minute drive home.
Guys, come to the living room door.
Sorry. Are you okay, Mel? Mel, I'll just see. Just seeing if I can mute Mel's mic. I can't mute her.
Oh, no.
Mel, if you can mute your mic, can you just mute your mic whilst you get the kids sorted out? But yes, Thomas, how did that?
Rename this one the Carry On line of the
Yeah.
Yeah, we've got some kind of sketch going on. Yeah, so that gave you a bit of a reframe.
Yes, it did, and I thought about it all the way home, and I thought, well, maybe I shouldn't be so hard on myself, because I have sort of been beating myself up about not victim mentality as such, but sort of putting a real downer on things where I don't normally do that.
Yeah.
So I have that has caused me to stop and
Good.
refresh my thoughts.
That's so good. Because, like they say, it is like it's like the to me, isn't it? Where it's the lowest level of energy we can be in. Like, oh, why is this happening? Or can't believe this? Or not another thing? Or I've applied for another job and I haven't heard anything. And it's just, it is easy. Like, we all go there. We all are in there. It's just about recognizing that you're there and then getting yourself on even just one level up, one throng up the ladder on a higher vibration than being there. So that's excellent that you've gone and had that conversation. And it's given you a bit of a reframe. Amazing. But thank you for sharing that with us as well. Right, Melly, you're back in the house. Are the kids sorted? Is the internet sorted? Can we get you off mute?
Right, the kids are sorted. Let's see how the internet goes.
Well, it seems a bit better. So, yes. How are you bouncing back for these setbacks you're having today?
These setbacks are fine. I had a big setback yesterday because a piece of work that I thought I'd really nailed, I found out I've made a big mistake with it, and that just knocked the wind out of my sails yesterday. So I did what I haven't really done before, and I stopped and I went back to my real you notes, and I went back to remind myself of a better way of thinking about things. And I combined that with the showing up as yourself. And I just simply said to myself, I'm not a data person. I'm doing my best. It doesn't come naturally to me. I've identified the mistake. I know what I need to do about it. And when I go to talk to my boss about it on Monday, I will put myself into neutral. I'm going to apologise for making the mistake, but I'm not going to beg for forgiveness and beat myself up about it all weekend. I understand why I made the mistake, and I don't have the energy anymore to make myself feel bad about doing something that is not my natural skill set. That, to be fair, I didn't think I'd be doing it for this amount of time. I thought the data part of this role that I'm doing would be done and dusted in January, and it's dragging on and on and on. And for a while I was saying to myself, oh, what's this for? Why is this happening for me? And I didn't want to run away from it. But now I've gone, do you know what? This is not the right role for me. It is dull. It's data analysis. I'm not enjoying it. It has happened to me for a reason. I've overcome a lot of fears. I've built my confidence back up, and I'm going to take that and I'm going to run with that and go, universe, thank you. But you know what? I'm not having this for the next 4 or 5 months. More of the same, more of the same, more of the same, and being worried about making mistakes. So I've just gone, sod you, I'm not a data person. Do with that what you like. If you want to sack me, sack me. If you want to get someone else in, do it.
I'm feeling this like this in the house.
I'm gonna, yeah, totally. And I'm not going to apologise. In fact, I have poor attention to effing do.
My goodness. I mean, girlfriend. Love that. Love it. Like, that's literally, from yesterday to today. You've gone through all of that process in a day.
Actually, And I'm not just going to put it back and then I'm going to move on.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. We all make mistakes. We all fuck up. Like, we all do it. Like, it's just embracing. We talked about this a couple of weeks ago. Embracing the mistakes. What have I learned for it? And I love that. Just a no-nonsense approach. You've made a mistake. You're going to apologise for it. Data isn't the thing you love doing. You've got this new dream that you're going to be moving towards. You will have learned something from the role that will enable you when you're moving into your new role.
Absolutely.
Fabulous.
Yeah.
Amazing. Thank you for
Bring
that.
on the mint chocolate chip sundae.
Yes.
With the whipped cream and the sprinkles and the flake and the chocolate sauce and the whole shebang. Yeah.
Love that. Thank you for sharing that. And that's
You don't want to eat it because you're on a diet. Shuffle.
You what?
Miss some of that.
Say that again, Mel.
Missed it.
Oh, I said, bring on the mint chocolate chip sundae with the whipped cream and the nuts and the flake and the chocolate sauce. And if you don't like it because you're on a diet, shuffle away.
Love it.
Love it.
Well, I think, and that's a nice lead into the second half of the week, because we were talking about blending in and also the permission to just show up every day as yourself. And that was a perfect example of Mel previously showing up with a mask on, pretending, getting herself in a stew, getting herself in such states of anxiety because you're showing up as a version of yourself which isn't real, and pretending where actually you've had a bit of an epiphany from that happening yesterday, going back through your work. We'll have to do the inner work. It's daily practice, people. And then actually getting yourself out and bouncing back, and then giving yourself permission to just show up as you. Like, you don't love data. Like, yeah, you're never going to. So that is amazing.
We're never going to.
No. But I'm interested as well for Joe and Mel, Joe, particularly around the blending in, like for you and your journey, like blending in with the crowd and then getting to the point now where you're just standing up and standing out for yourself. You've been on a journey with that, haven't you?
Yeah, just one thing to add though to Mel's thing is like just the fact that she's like going to have that open communication as well with her manager, and it all comes to self-confidence and just not having that fear to go, like, you know, beating yourself up about it, but she's just going to have that discussion, and then you know, that's like massive, isn't it? Yeah, it's funny because I was watching obviously the lives, and I've had times when I was younger that I blended in a lot, but then I had a real moment when I was about 13 when I didn't blend in and I really stood up. So I'd gone off to the cool side, if you like, and the kind of, not major naughty, but you know what I mean, cool kids, or like slightly naughty kids. And then I always remember I was about 13 or something. Bearing in mind I have very little memory from school. I was bullied and or whatever, but you know, I haven't got many memories of school, secondary school, but I do remember this moment. And again, it always comes back to me for standing up for the underdog. I remember that I had like a nice group of friends who were all studious, and then there was the ones that I was pulled away into for a little bit. But then I remember that they were nasty, and I thought, I must have thought, this isn't me. It's not. I wouldn't have understood then what authentic self was and stuff, but I knew that it wasn't me. And I remember that I stood up, and yes, it caused me probably several more years of grief, but like I stood up, told them what I thought, and I left that. So it's quite funny with me because I'll have moments when I do blend in, but then moments when I kind of take so much and then I just know it's not right for me. So kind of, with like my sort of leaving to set up on my own, I was definitely blending in, definitely hiding away. And again, it's just kind of tuning into myself. It sounds like corny, but just tuning into myself and just thinking of genuinely what is it I want to do, what doesn't make me happy. And when you've got that kind of knowing or you know what I mean, I have this weird thing where I just think now, like, it is going to work out all right. And you know what you talked about before is I don't know all the answers and stuff, but there's just something there that I know it's going to work out all right.
A faith.
Yeah, I guess, yeah. And that's only come through kind of the self-care and that I've done for myself, and really looking at what makes me happy and what doesn't, and stop being so hard on myself. So, you know, it's I'm not saying it's not scary. It's can be scary to stand up and go against the crowd or the norm or what have you, but it's like caring less about other people's opinions, isn't
And
it?
I think for you, it's like acceptance is the word that's coming to us for you. Like you truly accepting who you are. That's the first stage for any of us, is accepting who we are, our true essence of ourselves, and then showing that to the world. Like going out and standing up and be proud. So you have been on such a journey, haven't you? So
Yeah.
amazing. Like your last period has really been accepting who you are and what you want, isn't it? And now you're moving into the phase of going out in the world and declaring it.
Yeah, and you know,
doing
I've these last few months, I've really thought about like changing, pivoting of what I really wanted, because it's taken time. It's taken the time to think, actually, what I thought I was going to do, there's an element of that, but actually, what is really bringing me joy, and it's not initially, but rather than freaking out and going, oh, I can't do that, I can't change my mind. Who says I can't?
Yeah, exactly.
Who's telling me I can't change my mind and I can't do something slightly different?
Yeah,
I can.
you can. You can do anything you want to do. Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. And Thomas, what about you? Where are you with, again, where do you stand? Are you all bells and whistles, like this is me, don't give a F what anyone thinks?
I used to be. I don't think I have been myself recently, as I said before, but I think I'm getting back to normal. Well, normal. Yeah, I can't think of. I think I've always been myself. I think you need to sort of tune into different situations and different people and how they're going to react to you. You've got to always got to be self-conscious of that, especially in the workplace. I mean, I've never, as a gay man, I've never really, thankfully, had homophobia at work much, but it is there and it's lying, and I've never really been conscious of it, and I would never play sort of that card. But there have been situations where I've had to sort of not be myself to an extent, because I know it makes the other person who I'm interacting with uncomfortable. That's the only time I can ever think of.
Yeah.
But not so much as you would think. I've been very lucky. I mean, I did have one manager years ago. He used to call me Captain Queer.
Captain what?
Captain Queer.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
In front of everyone.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wowzer.
Yeah. Many moons ago.
Sorry, it's like beggars belief, doesn't it?
Yeah, I know. It was like 2002, 2003.
Wow. Interesting.
Yeah, but I don't think I sort of play different roles as such. I think I am.
That's good. Yeah, which is amazing, particularly like you say, being a gay man. It's just another element, isn't it, of what's the word I'm looking for? That other people sometimes aren't used to, which is how you're describing there, that you've felt the need. So you're comfortable in yourself and who you are as a person and your authenticity, but then you've felt at times that you've had to blend in to be something so the other person isn't uncomfortable, because you can see that they're uncomfortable with it rather than you. You're comfortable with who you are, which is amazing, which is amazing, because many people struggle with that, don't they?
Yeah.
So yeah, I love that. Thank you for sharing that. Mel, we've had all of the people knock on the door now. Hopefully in the next 5 minutes, nobody's going to knock on the door. You've been buying loads of stuff from Amazon. Is she there? Is she frozen?
She needs better broadband.
Mel, you need an upgraded broadband.
I know. I'm sitting here. I do. I'm adding Ring Sky to the list and just say, you're rubbish. This isn't working for me.
How are you when
Anyway, hopefully all people.
Sorry. Where are you at when it standing up, shouting proud, this is me. Oh, are you at that phase? Dun, dun, dun.
No, never have. Always like to stay under the radar, which is kind of weird because I get a lot of my self-worth, as you know, from my work. So that from good comments in my school books, good reports. I was never the one in class going, me, I know the answer, or and that didn't change until back, and that did grow and grow, and then over the last couple of years it's been battered back down again. Mm-hmm. So I wouldn't say I really liked too much of the attention on me. But clearly, if we're going into this coaching business, I'm going to have to get over.
You are.
The years and years ago, I had permission at a teaching conference, and I stood up with a room full of 60 teachers and delivered a presentation on this teaching methodology, and it was brilliant. And I did that, and yeah, it's kind of diminished since then. I want to get that person back, but doing this inner work is really helping step by step, and taking on little challenges and getting good results, and then pushing myself a little bit more and getting good results. And I will get there.
You will. You are getting there. You are already getting there. You're already on the journey of self-discovery. And as we said to Joe, once you get to find acceptance within yourself, that's when you then stand out proud and declare it to everyone else. But you're on the journey of finding that acceptance within yourself. And that's where we talked about permission to be me, permission to be you, starts within. We don't need permission from anyone else to be anything. It has to come from within us. So amazing, really great learn lessons and stories to share. So if you were watching this on playback, please, share your comments on this topic. Where are you? Are you standing out tall and proud, being yourself, and like not giving a shit what anyone thinks within reason? Or are you hiding and are you playing small? So we've loved this week. Next week, we're going to be focusing on, when I say we, I mean Donna. Donna's going to have some very special guests every day, and she's going to be focusing on what life's like now that we're easing the lockdown and going back to whatever the F normal is. So we're going to have different speakers and guests on every day, so watch out for that. I'm also going to pop the link in again for the Self-Confidence Masterclass. Lots of spaces have already gone, and we only have limited spaces on the technology we use. So if you haven't signed up to the Self-Confidence Masterclass, we've never done it this way before, there's limited spaces. Click on the link and book your seat. It's in 2 weeks on Thursday. There's 2 sessions, 10 a.m. and 8 a.m. So we'll pop the links in for all of the other platforms. So thank you, Soul Squad, for showing up, being brave, being honest, being vulnerable, sharing your stories. This fabulous Friday. I can't believe half an hour's gone. We can just wrap it on all day, couldn't we?
Absolutely.
So yes, keeping it real. Have a fabulous Friday. Have a fabulous weekend. And Donna will be back next week, where I am swanning around in Yorkshire in the lakes. Probably in the pissing rain, but I don't care because I'm off. So thank you, guys. Have a fabulous weekend. And yeah, bye from me and the Soul Squad.
Bye. Bye-bye.